Salute, salute. What's good, everybody? It is your boy Tony the Savant back again. We here with the All Pride, No Politics Boxing Show, episode 2. As we have just seen, man, a good fight, very good fight. I feel a little bit a kind of way because I am a Devin Haney fan. So um, it was a good fight, though, man. From start to finish. It's funny what happens, after these boxing matches conclude, just the paradigm shift that goes on in boxing, and just how one one boxing match can change the whole boxing landscape. As I think we all can agree now, if you were a Devin Haney fan before, you got some questions. You got some revelations that you're realizing. It's been a rough 2 years for your boy, man. It's been a rough, very rough 2 years for me personally to be a boxing fan because you don't know if you're just now rocking with me, if you've been rocking with me for any amount of time. I'm a big Errol Spence guy. I was rocking with the Errol Spence camp, talking real greasy about Bud Crawford. And then July 29th, 2023 happened. I was humbled very much so, and shout out to Bud. And now I have a greater respect for Bud. I'm not going to jump ship and say I'm like, rocking with the Bud camp and all that stuff. I just got a very strong and big respect for Bud because he humbled me, what I mean, of all people. But now I'm in another boat like that, y'all, with Devin Haney. As I'm a Tank Davis fan, I'm also a Shakur Stevenson admirer. But, Devin was my guy. And to see how this fight went down, especially with a guy like Ryan Garcia, like I said, at the top of the show, it does got me feeling kind of a way. But I never invest too much in my emotions into the sport because anything can happen. That's something that my coaches instilled in me as a young athlete coming up. Something that I got to be mindful of. As much as I, admire these dudes and I rock with them, whatnot. At the end of the day, sports is an industry, is a niche that you can never be too up or too down or too confident because once the game is played out, you know, things can go the total opposite of what you expected and what you prepared for. But nonetheless, you're just now getting the news. Ryan Garcia was able to solidify a victory against Devin Haney um, by a majority decision. Um, people were calling for the fix. I was a little nervous. Even as a Devin Haney fan, I didn't want, this to be one of those controversial issues. Another one of them Loma situations where a lot of people were, going back and forth whether Devin Haney really wanted it or not. It was clear, unlike the Loma situation where there was a little bit more room for speculation. This fight, Ryan Garcia made it clear. I mean, Devin Haney put in some good work. He was able to seal round 2 to about round 5 or 6. But then Ryan was just able to swing the fight his way. He was able to get that first knockdown. I can't recall which round it happened in, but once he got that first knockdown, man, it kind of reminded me, deja vu of how it was when Errol Spence got that first knockdown. Um, I was watching the fight. I think I turned my eyes for just a second to look away from the fight, and then when I turned back around, Devin was on the floor, and Ryan was running around celebrating. So that's how quick everything could change, and that had changed for me. But once they did the replay and they ran it back, signature shot, man, signature shot. And my only real question for not just Devin Haney, but for Bill Haney as well, man, is that we know that Ryan Garcia is a one-trick pony. We know that left hook is all he got. Now, you can give him a little credit with the straight right. I heard some people, I was jumping in a couple of streams I was watching the fight, but I like to support some of my YouTubers that's calling the fight. So I was in about 2 or 3 streams, but I heard some people really uh, gassing up, the Ryan having this newfound straight right. Ryan has always had that little left right combination 1-2. It's not as popular or effective as his signature left shot, but that's one of his tricks in his bag. And so I don't think Devin or Bill, they was really in their frontal lobes when they're preparing for this fight to really watch out for that left two, that 1-2 combination. Because Ryan hit him with about at least 6 or 7 combinations like that. I mean, 2 or 3 in one round where he was just giving Devin Haney that 1-2. Once he got those 1-2s successfully, because I say in the first round he was able to get it. This, like I said, round 2 to about 5, 6. Uh, Devin Haney was able to put in some work, kind of dodge those shots, stay away from that left hook for the most part. But then once Ryan was able to get into a groove, from what I was able to see, it started off with that 1-2, and then once Devin, uh, that became the first thing Devin was trying to dodge instead of the left hook. Devin started ducking to his right, going right into the left hook, like right into the left hook. I hate to even say it. It was just a matter of strategic error. And considering watching his fight against Kambosos, both his fights against Kambosos, watching his Loma fight, watching that Regis Prograis fight, especially the Regis fight, it just makes me wonder, like, man, is Devin Haney is he too technical, to a fault? Because when it works, it works. But when it doesn't work, you got to be able to get into these dog fights, or at least the bare minimum, switch it up all the way. Now, I've given Devin Haney credit in the past as far as me being able to observe him switching up his style. Like I said, Devin can fight. Initially, when he first started fighting, he was just an outside fighter. As far as when his name first got on the scene, he was majority an outside fighter. Um, with his fights against Kambosos, especially in the second fight, he showed me a little bit more dog with the mid range and inside game. I'm one of those people that was on his side with the Loma fight, but after watching this fight with Ryan, I gotta go watch the Loma fight again. Like, I've watched the Loma fight at least 20 times, probably even 25 times, and I guess my bias was getting the best of me because everybody, as far as the people that I've been counseling with and chopping it up with, texting my consigliere, uh, PC, shout out to him. Everybody's been saying, like, and PC's one of those people that think Loma won. Everybody's been telling me, like, nah, bro. Ryan was hitting Devin with the same shots Loma was hitting him with, except Loma was a little bit more technical with it, and it was a little bit more cleaner. I beg to differ. Whose was cleaner, but for the most part, I have to go watch that Loma fight again because Ryan hit Devin with it. Like I said, 1 or 2. No, excuse me, about 7 of those 1-2 combinations. But he hit him with about 15 of those signature left hooks, and Devin only went down for about 3 of them. Ryan hit him on the money several times with that left hook. But again, I'm gonna go back and watch that Loma fight and really reevaluate things. Um, because man, this was a shocker. I couldn't believe what I was seeing, and for the most part, I had a suspicion that Ryan would be able to get a victory because Ryan Garcia can be a little unpredictable. He's very fast. He got that left hook. He has a very underrated amount of power, give or take. Um, but I mean, never take Ryan Garcia serious, and maybe I will from here on out a little bit more. Definitely depending on how his next fight unfolds, but I didn't take him serious enough to think that he would win this fight. And if he was going to win it, I thought so. I had to put up this little visual here. Um, Because I thought if Ryan was going to win it, he was gonna require some crazy man energy. You know, we all remember those kids growing up. You know, and shout out to them. You know, it was really nothing wrong with these kids, but it was just a couple of those kind of kids that was a little crazier than the rest of us and had some crazy amount of strength. You know, typically they was the gentle giants, but you knew those kids. So I figured if Ryan was only going to be able to win, he was going to have to channel some of that crazy man energy, and it was exactly what he did. And he was very unpredictable. Again, everybody's been raving about the left hook, especially the casuals. As soon as the fight concluded, the casuals, it's all these Tank Davis fans, just been left hook, left hook, left hook. But it's like, bro, if you breaking down the fight, you know, Ryan was setting them up. You know, Ryan kept flickering his jab. He kept bringing out that 1-2. Now, as far as tricks, you know, we all know Ryan for the left hook. As far as him being a one trick pony, but he did about three or four things in this fight that I was impressed. He baited Haney into hitting him in the ribs and letting him do what he wanted to do, as far as letting Haney get those couple body shots off. Because every time Haney got comfortable, and started digging into trying to get into uh, Ryan's body consistently, no diddy. um, it was like Ryan was just setting him up. Devin would go for that body punch. He would get one or two little jabs into the body punch, go for it again, kind of faint. And then Ryan would throw the flicker left, jab to kind of keep him off of him. But it just seemed to me, timing wise, uh, Ryan would go for that left hook a couple times, and then it would be perfectly timed with Devin trying to duck, get away from it, and not, the timing just off because Ryan was too fast. Or Devin just walking right into a left hook. I think that's how the first knockout happened. Devin just walked right into it and found himself on the canvas. But like I say, man, when you're having fights like this magnitude, it definitely changes the boxing landscape. I know the Tank Davis fans, they are having a field day. I ain't even getting on boxing Twitter right now. I mean, salute to them. They gonna pop their champagne because this is what the Tank Davis fans, no disses, no dissing, but this is what they was kind of waiting for. They wanted somebody else to take Devin Haney out. The Devin Haney and Tank Davis fight should have happened a long time ago. I think it still can happen. It's still gonna be just as good a fight, but Devin Haney has to make some adjustments at this point. He in the same boat as Errol Spence. you know, as far as you've been doing certain things for you that's been working your entire career. But when those things aren't working for you, you have to switch up the gears. You know what I mean? You got to be able to go from a Mercedes to an Escalade. And if Devin Haney has some of that, like a little bit more of a dog in him, as far as being able to get into these dog fights when it was necessary, then I think he would have been perfectly fine, in this fight. Now, all things considered, looking back, you know, uh, Regis can get into dog fights, but Regis isn't a good example of somebody that you would think of as far as being successful in a dog fight. Ryan can be successful in a dog fight, mainly because he has power, but secondly, he throws a flurry of punches. Ryan's not unlike Devin, which is was one of Devin's one tricks that he just gets stuck in and always goes for. Devin measures you up, for like this one strategic shot. He may use a couple setup punches, or he may even follow up after he gets that one shot he's gaming for. But Devin Haney, he does a lot of setting up for this one particular shot. He goes for this one particular punch. It's not always predictable as far as me watching, but upon studying the tape, you see him. You see the setups. He'll do a couple of things. Like I said, with this Ryan Garcia fight, he figured he could get to the body, and get Ryan that way, set him up in that way. And then once Ryan figured out his game plan, then Ryan was able to counter, not necessarily with punches, but counter his chest move with another chest move. Uh, so Devin is just gonna make some adjustments. I still feel like he's in the ballpark for Tank Davis fight and potentially a Shakur Stevens fight. I got to see what them dudes were saying on Twitter. One of the chats I was in, I think they was a big Shakur Stevenson fan in there, and he was immediately reading Shakur Stevenson's text, but or tweets, excuse me. But I think Shakur remained respectful. Wasn't kicking Devin while he was down. I'm gonna go see what Tank was saying, what is saying as well. Tank he had deleted. You gotta hurry up and screenshot them joints before Tank get into a deleting mode. But all in all, I think he's still in the ballpark of one of those fights. There was, I believe, somebody reported that there is a rematch clause in this particular contract that Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia had, and in the rematch clause, I believe, well, I trust and believe that Devin will be petitioning for Ryan to actually make weight. As we all know, Ryan Garcia came into this fight a lot bigger, 3 pounds overweight. They were initially reported, but I'm sure he's probably blown up since then. So it was reported that he was 15 pounds over, but it was also reports that Devin Haney was a little bigger as well. So I don't think that was 100% a factor in the fight. But you got to consider it. If this is for a 140 and you got a guy fighting at, almost 160, 165, that's a totally different weight division, totally different fight. And so I'm sure the Haneys will incentivize Ryan to actually make his weight, um, or the fight won't happen. you know, there's no point in going back into a situation like this, which I admire Devin Haney for going for quote unquote greatness. I would never knock a guy, especially an athlete warrior, for trying to go for glory. But there are certain situations and circumstances, especially in boxing, where you can only be so noble. Even within the boxing match, Devin Haney was trying to box. He was trying to box Ryan Garcia. Ryan came into this fight um, willing to do whatever he had to do to win. And I'm not knocking that in one respect. But you got to remember, like Ryan was holding Devin, a lot in this fight. Devin was holding Ryan a little bit more than I would like, as far as a observer of the sport. But we can't knock that. We can't forget that Ryan was doing some very dirty tactics. He kept holding him. He kept putting his neck down, and that dirty shot, I believe, I can't recall. It was after one of the knockdowns. But that dirty shot that he put on Devin Haney, it was just like little stuff like that, man. I don't let it bother me too much, as far as my preference for a boxing match. But when you know a guy's mind frame or mind state going into a situation, and then you see activities like that, it just kind of heightens my, sense of my sensitivities, if you will. If Ryan was going to this fight, just training and doing what he had to do and saying what he had to say, and to for the fight, that'd have been one thing. But Ryan was totally smoking weed and sabotaging the fight, doing all kind of crazy stuff online. Ain't no telling. And even with the testing, the drug testing and all that stuff, it was reported that Ryan Garcia popped dirty. I'm not sure. I'm just going off. You hear a lot of stuff in the boxing world, so um, I know I seen with my own two eyes Ryan Garcia smoking weed on freaking Twitter. Man, one of his lives. So I seen that for myself. Uh, and they've only been preparing for this fight for what, I don't know, 8 weeks, 6 weeks. I don't know how long the camps were for, but you can get the weed out your system in that time frame. Kudos to you. As far as what I was observing, Ryan Garcia seemed to me to be in the mind frame and the mind state to do whatever he had to do to win this boxing match. And and 50% of that I don't knock, because if it ain't dirty, if it ain't too much outside of the realm of fairness and competition, then do what you got to do. But I will say that noticing Ryan's behaviors before this particular fight went down, um, and seeing how he was acting, his behavior within the fight, it does bring some alarms as to if I'm in the Devin Haney camp and we do move forward with a rematch, I'm letting Devin know, like, all that just trying to box stuff is out of the window, bro. You know, this dude came in disrupting your momentum the entire fight. Kudos to him, but Ryan Garcia came in with the intention of interrupting Devin Haney's rhythm by just grappling the entire fight. Just wrapping him up, all that nonsense. I feel like not so much the crowd. I guess the guys I was listening to. A lot of them are Tank Davis fans. A lot of at least two of the three streams I was listening to were from adamant Tank Davis fans. So it was a bit biased in the commentary as far as listening to them goes. But I feel like Ryan Garcia was holding and grappling just as much, if not more, than Devin Haney. If you agree with me on that, let me know in the comments. If not, then I just have my opinion. Like I said, when I rewatch this fight, I'll be watching for certain things, certain nuances that I guess I missed in the Loma fight. Forgive me, because I was watching that Loma fight, and I just guess, like I say, on my own bias, I convinced myself that Devin Haney won. Uh, no contest, no debates. But watching this fight, yeah, I noticed my boy got some adjustments to make. One being Devin Haney has to find another gear. You have to be able to get into dog fights when it's time. That's one thing that I guess. Well, not I guess, but I know that's one thing that I know that we've always revered about Floyd Mayweather. Even in his even as Money Mayweather, Pretty Boy Floyd would be a technician, and then he'd get into dog fights and then just be boxing with you until whoever hand was raised, the last man standing. But Money Mayweather was able to be a technician. He was able to get into dog fights from time to time in spurts, and then he was able to grapple. He was able to do exactly what Ryan Garcia was doing. You know, grapple you out of your momentum, or as soon as you do hit him with a couple shots, he's wrestling with you until you, excuse me, you're a little gassed out, and now you don't have the energy to let off your combinations. Now you got to reserve all your energy to defend, and now he's just countering you. I miss watching Floyd Mayweather box, man. I definitely do. It used to be a master class. The reruns don't do justice as it is watching it live. In that real time. And even tonight, man, you casuals, all of y'all that was in the comment section running around talking about this was a boring fight, all that. Look, bro, listen. Boxing is not brawling. It's not barbaric. Boxing has rules, has structure. It's not going to be an all-out just punch fest all the time. And I grow tired and kind of exhausted of casual fans, running up in the comment sections or running around the internet, just always expressing this level of disdain because they deem things boring or not exciting, or they don't feel like it's marketable. Um, Point in case, I'm seeing it right now at the NBA. Everybody ridiculing some of the playoff series because it's not a bunch of LeBron James running around dunking or Steph Curry shooting 103. It's like, bro, respect the game. Everybody don't play like your favorite player. All right. Everybody don't box like your favorite boxer in boxing. We'll keep it on the topic. And you respect the difference in styles in the class. When you're watching some fighters, yeah, it's going to be a knockout fest. Deontay Wilder. If I want to just watch somebody go for a knockout, then I'm gonna go watch Deontay Wilder. I'm not looking for the whole footwork and the nuance, although Deontay can do that from time to time too. I'm not looking for that in the Deontay Wilder fight, though. I'm looking for the knockout. But if I'm watching a Devin Haney fight and y'all all, claim this dude ain't got no power, then what else you think he gonna use to win the fight? You know what I mean? If he ain't got the knockout power, then the next thing is the tactician and the strategic, parts of the fight of the fight. Excuse me. A lot of Tank Davis fans get enamored with the knockout because that is Tank Davis' superpower, respectfully. But you gotta respect that everybody doesn't fight like Tank. I love Tank Davis. You know what I'm saying? No Diddy. I respect. I'm a big fan of Tank Davis, but I don't look at a Tank Davis fight. Walking around, getting upset with Shakur Stevenson because his fights don't play out like a Tank Davis fight. It's like, come on, bro. Goons, what's going on, my boy? It's my brother, man. Always showing love. Make sure y'all swing by his channel, subscribe, check out the content, enjoy yourself. That fight was crazy, man. That fight was crazy. Uh, Ryan Garcia certainly has shocked the world. As far as all of the people that I've been watching, even from the mainstream boxers to the YouTubers to even the barbershops. I talk a lot of sports with co-workers and people that I run into at the bank and all that kind of stuff. Nobody, nobody said Ryan Garcia. In fact, the only people I've seen really swinging and batting for Ryan Garcia was people on the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? Which is understandable. That's where he's from. That's where his fan base is. So I kind of figured that would be the case. Every time I seen somebody, you know, uh, claiming that Ryan Garcia was going to win, it'd be you check their profile, it's California or somewhere, San Jose or some crazy stuff like that. But nobody outside of the West Coast, um, I don't think was batting for Ryan. I don't even think Golden Boy, I don't even think Oscar De La Hoya was going for Ryan Garcia. 2 to 4 rounds, Ryan was dazed. Yep, yeah, and that's what I say. This is where Devin has to learn how to get into them dog fights, how to jump on them. Even in that time, Devin was still too tactical. He was still too, I'm gonna walk you down and all that. Like, nah, bro. And this is why we love Bud. I mean, this is what I've learned about Bud, and this is why I like him. Is that Bud can do that tactical stuff, but Bud will get into a dog fight and he'll beat you at the dog fight too. You know. But 2 to 4, yeah, Devin had an opportunity. The opening round, Ryan gave it his all. You know, uh, he was really trying to prove a point in round one, and he did hit Devin with some shots, but Devin ate him pretty good and was able to rebound. So from two to like my boy Goons was saying, I was even giving him up to like 5. Goons. I don't know if you even say that, but like 2 to 5, we'll rock with 2 to 4. Yeah, it was all Devin. Devin could have ended the fight. Not in the sense of just ended it, assumingly. But if Devin would have walked him down and, like I say, been able to change gears and been able to get a little bit more aggressive, put some combinations together, not just go for these one punches. All the, what I'm saying, it's very amateur. With Devin Haney fights like the amateurs, fights like the guys. If you watch an Olympic boxing, he fights like those guys. Still, you know. And like Errol Spence, again, one style, one gear. It does work while it's working. But the problem with the guys with one gear is that when their gear isn't working, and not even like not a one trick pony. When I say one gear, just a guy with a particular style that can't switch out of it. Errol Spence is he a stepper. Errol Spence is a pressure fighter. And even you've seen it with Bud. Even when he was getting hit with straight jabs, he kept walking into these jabs. I'm just like, bro, stop. And it was the same thing with Devin Haney. Devin Haney was still trying to be a tactician when Ryan Garcia was forcing him. I don't know how you felt, Goons, but I definitely felt like Ryan Garcia was baiting Devin Haney into firefights. Just these dog fights, and Devin Haney didn't know what to do. Devin Haney was expecting Ryan to back off, try to go for the left hook and have some kind of technical battle with him. Goon say everyone has lost a lot of money. And I don't know, bro. I've heard a couple people that put big money on Ryan Garcia. Uh, I don't know the guy personally, but one of the chats I was in, apparently there was a guy that put 5,000 on Garcia, and he put some money down on Vegas as well. So yeah, I'm pretty sure drinks on him tonight, just to win $5,000 alone, off a bet. But whatever you can get off the Vegas books, kudos to him. Some people, there's a lot of Devin Haney haters. I think you know that there's a lot of Devin Haney haters out there, Goon. So some people, there's some people living good tonight, man. Some lifestyle changes, if even only for the night. There's people out here that want some money on that fight. A lot of Devin Haney haters for sure. People saying ref needs to be looked into. Oh yeah, the ref, man. And I'm a Devin Haney fan, but if I was a Ryan Garcia fan, or let's just say Devin Haney had knocked down Ryan Garcia that many times, and you literally see the ref holding Devin Haney up, like not that Devin Haney is up and needs some assistance. He grok. No, Devin Haney is out like a light, and the referee is literally walking for him. It was crazy. So yeah, and what was that first after that first round or the first knockdown or the second knockdown, Goons? I don't know which. I can't remember which one. Um, but after that knockdown, yeah, Devin was out of there. He could not get on his feet, and literally the ref was carrying this man. He was like standing in between Ryan Garcia, so Ryan couldn't finish him off, and holding Devin Haney up. And every time Devin would fall, it would just fall because he was literally still out cold. Uh, the ref would wave it off like it wasn't a knockdown. Like, nah, boy, that was a knockdown. In fact, he never really got up. You know what I mean? My boy Goon said, yeah, on the law, I had Ryan too. Hey, bro, you did right, wise man. Yeah, ref wanted him to beat Ryan. Facts. I can't, I can't let my bias ignore the fact that it did look pretty suspicious. Look blatant as hell. Now, it's like I said, if Devin put Ryan down, and then I see Ryan literally I see the referee literally holding Ryan up. Ryan, his legs ain't even moving. We got to run that replay, Goons. I'm gonna put some clips up on the next stream, the next boxing show. We're gonna put some clips up of that, man, because literally you can see Devin Haney just falling forward, bro. No leg movement. That man was out cold. And I'm gonna just say it was what round 6, round 7. I can't recall when the first knockdown happened, or even I can't recall. I know it wasn't after the third knockdown because he was pretty. He got up after the third and he kind of finished the fight out. Although Ryan kept catching him and pretty much was toying with him at that point. Um, but after that first or second knockdown, yeah, man, I was like, damn, bro, this is bad. Devin Haney legs was not moving. And then he got up after that knockdown, but he was not up. You could see it in his face. Shout out to my boy Goons, man. We got to get you up on the channel, on the panel one day, bro. We can really chop it up and break down some of this stuff, especially if you're into the boxing. You know what I mean? Shout out to my boy D Hop, man, too, as well. Y'all swing by the Darian Hopkins show. I don't know if D Hop likes boxing. I think me and him chopped it up about that one time. I don't know if you follow up on boxing like that, but I'm gonna get him up over here so we can uh, definitely talk some football and some basketball. Did you see the playoffs? Did you see the first day of the playoffs goes? I gotta pop out a live about that. I don't know if I'm gonna do it tonight, but yeah, man, that was pretty exciting. And even before this fight, you know, I was already emotionally drained from a whole day of playoffs, man. It's been at least a good 12 hours of sports today. Always Goon says yes, he did. Check it out. Facts, man. Facts. Who's your team, Goons? Do you got a dog in the race in these playoffs? I'm a Chicago Bulls fan, bro. So after last night, it took me a little while to even to get going. Go live and cover that episode, Goon, because I was so upset, man. I was really upset. I thought my Bulls was back. After that good showing we put on against the Hawks, I literally was foolishly thought the Bulls was back. And they laid an egg, man. We laid down for Miami. Talk shit to LeBron. Nah, I don't. What do you mean you talk shit, LeBron? Like you a Laker fan? Or you fuck with LeBron James? Because I mean, I don't hate LeBron. I just the mainstream media be glazing, man. I'm just like, look, bro, it's all good. We can do the greatness stuff, all that, but let's just let's get off the cap. But it was an epic day of NBA playoffs. So even before the fight happened, like I said, I was emotionally drained, but I had enough in the tank, to root for my boy Devin. I'm 23 all day. Oh, okay, Goon, younger buck, younger buck. That's all good, baby, bro. I ain't really knocking that. I feel the same way. I was having a debate with some cats early on a basketball stream, and the dude made a point. He thought he was making a point about how you know your goat got to be somebody that you watched, and I just don't agree with that all the way. But I understand the concept of thinking. No, MJ 23. Oh, okay, facts, facts. My boy. Okay, when you say nah, I don't. Yeah, okay, I dig it. Oh, you still talking about your team? But anywho, yeah, I'm MJ too, bro. Respectfully, the real 23. And again, it's not that I got no hate for LeBron James. The LeBron sexuals, they love to just throw that word on your hate. It's just like, man, listen, bro. If the Denver Nuggets sweep these guys again, oh man. Yeah, it was a great 420, man. It was a great 420. We was smoking on that Devin Haney pack. Smoking on that Devin Haney pack today, man. Ryan Garcia got the whole hood. If you put money on Ryan, man, like I said, you didn't have a lifestyle change. Nobody, nobody that I could see. As far as putting out their prediction blogs and all that stuff, I didn't see nobody pick for Ryan except for the West Coast people who I feel like they be crazy anyway. Those be the same people, the 49er fans, not the bandwagon, not the guys that just be like in Kansas and happen to be a 49ers fan. Talking about the real, people that live in the Bay and they wasn't really watching basketball until the Steph Curry and Warriors dynasty, and they gonna probably fall off now that the dynasty is over. But those people out there, man, they really ride for Ryan. So, like I say, literally, and my Fresh Coast people that make content, I'm pretty much aware, where they from, what they about, who they cheer for, 49ers, and instead of, like I said, the 49ers, the Warriors. Typical bunch, We all know a couple West Coast people, man. We know how they get down. But yeah, it was a great slate of games today, Goons. Like I say, I wanted to really pop out and cover this fight. This is a good fight, man. A good fight. These past 2 years have been kind of, 2023 was a good year for boxing. It was a very good year. We got a lot of long awaited matchups. Got some good matchups as well. Just, some good matchmaking was done. In addition to uh, this year, there's been some good matchups. It's just my guys, the people I've been rocking with. They the ones that's been taking L's. My second fighter, one of my favorite fighters, just lost his donut. At first it was Errol, now it's Devin. I'm super nervous for Frank Martin. He's another one of my favorite fighters, man. I know Bud, he just booked him a fight, so no, I'm not nervous. I'm not nervous about Bud at all. It's just Like I say, man, anything can happen. Anything can happen, and I'm never getting caught up in the hype again, Goons. Never getting caught. Whenever everybody else is going one way, I'm gonna go the other way, bro. From this point on, I'm going with the underdog, Ryan Garcia, as he's pretty much deflated my confidence in my boxing knowledge. Him and Bud, because this is the exact same way I felt in July after EJ got put down. So, hey, thank you, bro. I get a yes, sir, man. Have a great night. Appreciate you for pulling up, goons. Once again, man, y'all swing by my boy channel, man. That's my brother in this struggle in these YouTube streets. But yeah, man. All in all, good boxing match. We'll see what goes on from here. I mean, I'm just like I said, after epic matches like this, the boxing landscape happens. It does change. So we'll see what happens from here. Things definitely look up enough for Ryan Garcia. I think that a Tank Davis rematch is in the wings, but I think also, like I said, it was a rematch clause in this contract, I believe. So we'll see how the drama plays out with Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. Um, to be honest, to be frank and honest, I'm just saying this to put this out there. Uh, I don't think Devin Haney should even ask for the rematch yet. I don't think that he should. I got to see the post conference interviews as I had to jump on the stream, man. I was watching a couple of my boys. I was in the chat, but I had to jump on the stream, give my reaction real quick. But at the same time, I want to see the post conference interviews and see what Devin Haney, Bill Haney are talking about at the such an epic fight like this. So you know what? That's what I'm gonna do, man. We're gonna watch the post conference fights, and then I'm gonna pop back out, and we're gonna reevaluate and see how the boxing landscape is gonna look from the next foreseeable future. Into the next epic matchup. Um, I know for sure we got Frank Martin and Tank Davis coming up pretty soon. So, uh, yeah, man, it's an exciting time to be in boxing. It's a very exciting time to be a boxing fan. But I'm gonna check out the post conference interviews, y'all. That's episode 2 of All Pride, No Politics Boxing Show. I'm your host, your boy Tony the Savant. Y'all have a good evening, man. In fact, if you ain't checked out those post interviews, those post conference interviews, swing by there, and I'm gonna watch them myself. And probably go back live again as well to cover those basketball games me and Goons was talking about. Uh, but it's your boy Tony the Savant. Peace.